So I have a website which I invite you to look at. It's rogerblobaum.com. At this point, I want to acknowledge Atina Diffley. And I don't know if you know of Atina from Atina and Martin's farm, organic farm, that's very popular. Atina's book, Turn Here, Sweet Corn. But anyway, Atina has helped me to design and work the website. We're adding material constantly. And a lot of the materials that I'm putting in the Historical Society collection, I'm picking out those that I think that are of most interest to people like you, and we're putting them on the website, and we'll continue to do that. And eventually there'll be a link. And I also want to thank the Series Trust, which has supported the website and my work. And finally, before welcoming questions, I wanted to, since this is a campus, I wanted to just make some comments about movements and the organic movement. So this is really not about my stuff. So in conclusion, I want to make some brief remarks about building a movement, and my comments will touch on maybe what you can do to make the organic farming movement stronger. In building a movement, and this is a really important point, I think a lot of people who do courses in organic start out by talking about the visionaries and the thinkers from Europe, Lady Balfour and all the rest who brought some of these ideas to this country. So it's important, I think, to acknowledge those people, mostly from Europe at the beginning, who established the values and the principles and the vision of organic farming. But it's also important, and this is a really important point, that building a movement is a process, and it is not a project that will be completed at some point. It just continues and grows, we hope, grows and grows and grows. Our continuing challenge is to build it with as broad a range of individuals and organizations and institutions as we possibly can, and both collaboration and conflict are involved in building a movement and building one that will endure and one that can shift and change to meet the new challenges, whatever they might be. And the other thing that's really important to me is that history tells us who our heroes are. And I have to say, Lady Balfour and some of the rest from Europe are not really my top heroes, although they made a big contribution. The most important to me are those organic farmers that I visited and got to know in the early 1970s in my work. It's Clarence Van Sant, Ralph Engelken, Del Ockerlin, and the others. These are truly my heroes. And I hope that you as students and researchers will take advantage of getting to know the organic farmers who are all around us, who are the heroes today in the growth of the organic movement. And the vision and insight and courage of those early organic farmers convinced me in the early 70s that I should make organic farming the main focus of my life's work. So I hope you're inspired by these organic farmers and get to know them. And I know there's a tradition now in organic of having organic farmers involved in doing your proposals and doing your projects and doing research on organic farms if possible. The collaboration needed to build a movement like ours also requires involvement of both farm and non-farm organizations. And this is a really important point. Going back to the 27 organizations that were in the coalition that backed the Organic Foods Production Act, and the consumer, environmental, animal protection, and other organizations that support organic farming are crucial in the continuing effort to build the movement. And I think that if you really want to see this sector at work, look at the National Organic Coalition, which is many of these organizations and farmer groups that are really the main force in Washington now, working on working on organic issues. So I would have to say, talking about all of these various pieces that I see in a movement, so are all of you who are involved in organic research and teaching and extension. You're part of the movement too, and you add a dimension that is very, very important to moving it forward. Conflict is inevitable in building the movement, and any of us have been in the movement, we know that there are bad times as well as good times. Listening and understanding and having the courage to stand up to power, I guess is what you would say, is necessary to move the process along. USDA, I haven't spent a lot of time saying bad things about USDA today. I've restrained myself. But USDA, like other government agencies, necessarily responds to a whole range of constituencies. And of course, they have to do that. Unfortunately, USDA still responds more to big food, big ag, and big money than it does to organic. And I happen to believe that as this movement grows, that eventually that will be turned around. I really do. And all of you can be a part of that. Overcoming this and similar barriers to organic, to the adoption, is a huge challenge, and I think as someone who I've been referred as a pioneer in some of the stuff I've seen about this meeting, which I guess I admit, but I'm interested in the new generation, and I'm particularly interested in the young people and the young researchers that I've got to know, because this is our future, and the future is yours, because we're going to be handing off whatever it is you hand off to young people, and this is a very important thing for me to see this takes place. So your ability to do this and to continue to work at building the movement will give you personally a great sense, I think, of meaning and fulfillment in your life. I have to say that I haven't regretted for 1 minute my decision to make organic a very important part of my professional and personal life, and organic has never disappointed me. And so important to each of us in life and in our chosen careers, it also will make it possible for each of you to make a difference. So, thank you very much.